Candidates, get ready for the dictation. The 171st report of the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Commerce has noted that the tea garden workers of Darjeeling Hills and Terai are exploited and they continue to live a life of servitude under a feudalistic setup. One of the main forms of exploitation is that even 76 years after our independence, the workers don't have right to their ancestral land. Successive state governments have refused their rights. The government of West Bengal is now proposing to give them the same rights that's given to the refugees and landless people. Tea garden and Sincona garden workers are not landless or refugees. They have their ancestral land. They don't have the government document related to their land. West Bengal government is denying them land rights as they want to allegedly hand over these land to real estate mafia. The Parliamentary Standing Committee has recommended a national law for ensuring land rights to our tea garden and Sincona garden workers. The only way to ensure justice for them is through suitable legislation enacted by Parliament. I request the Union government to bring a legislation to guarantee rights for our tea and Sincona garden workers on the lines of the Forest Rights Act. These are huge malpractices in PMAY in West Bengal. The urban local bodies in West Bengal did not follow the procedures prescribed for conducting the survey for assessing the demand for housing. The improper survey carried the risk of exclusion of eligible beneficiaries. The eligible persons are deprived from getting the benefit of Pradhan Mantri Antyodaya Yojana in West Bengal due to ruckus created by the workers of a political party in various parts of the state. Sometimes back, the ICDS worker has committed suicide reportedly due to this. Therefore, I urge upon the government to look into this and send an inquiry committee to assess the ground position and take necessary remedial action to address the problem. State Chief Wildlife Warden of Kerala recently stated that wild tuskers alone killed 105 persons in Kerala between 2018 and 2022. Almost every day, Kerala is waking up to a new incident of human animal conflict, mostly involving elephants, tigers, leopards, and monkeys. This has put farmers, especially in the three most affected districts, in a collision course with the wildlife. The wildlife population in Kerala's forests has exploded in recent years, and there is no space left for them despite the increase in forest cover. A wild elephant has recently unleashed terror on the residents of the Palakkad district and killed a senior citizen on July 8, 2022. On January 12, 2023, a 50-year-old farmer from Wayanad district was killed by a tiger. Hence, I request the government that at least some of the tigers and elephants should be captured and relocated to other forests. Solar and biofencing around the protected forests and wildlife centuries in the state must be expedited. I request the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change to send an expert team to Kerala for finding a permanent solution for human animal conflict in the state. The banking sector in the country, comprising both nationalized banks and the Reserve Bank of India, is controlling our financial system for the economic development of rural areas in the country. Opening of more and more bank branches in rural areas is inevitable. Payments under various government programs like payment of pensions to poor people and old people are made only through bank accounts. Scholarships to students are also given only through bank accounts. For educational loans also, one has to go only to the banks. So there is a need to open more rural bank branches in parliamentary constituency in Tamil Nadu, which is predominantly rural based. Therefore, I urge upon the government to open more rural bank branches in my parliamentary constituency for the sake of the development of the area and to ensure the welfare of the people. Approximately 50,000 children are diagnosed with cancer every year in India, and less than 30% are cured in low and middle income countries like India. It is predicted that over 9 million deaths will take place in low income countries, and in the next 30 years, around 13.7 million children worldwide will be diagnosed with cancer, and a staggering 11 million children would succumb to it if adequate attention to health care services and cancer treatment is not paid. Childhood cancer accounts for around 2-4% of overall cancer in Indian population, and an estimated 15 to 45% of children are cured of cancer in India as compared to more than 80% in high income countries. Government should invest and strategically collaborate to ensure that children have access to timely diagnosis, holistic and supportive care, including nutrition through their treatment, and support families to complete their child's treatment. West Bengal is being deprived of its dues by the central government. The total dues of West Bengal from central government amount to more than rupees 1 lakh crore. Of this, the most serious due is regarding the wage component of Manrega, which amounts to rupees 73,000 crore. As a result of the dues, the state government is not being able to pay the dues to the landless laborers under the Manrega. This is extremely unacceptable, even if the center has some grievances against the state government or there are some technical problems. Poor people should not be deprived, and these dues should be paid by the central government immediately. I want to bring to the notice of the government the prevalence of anemia among women in Odisha. The majority of states and union territories saw an increase in anemia among women and children during the past 5 years, according to NFHS data. In comparison to the total average, the percentage of anemic women aged 15 to 49 increased by around 4 percentage points, or from 51% in NFHS 4 to 57% in NFHS 5. When these figures were taken into account for Odisha, the figures increased significantly. During NFHS 4 to NFHS 5, the state saw a rise of almost 13 percentage points, or from 51% to 64%. In order to understand the particular problems affecting the effectiveness of the central government's programs for anemia prevention in Odisha, I implore the government to conduct a thorough study. To control these raging rates, the government must develop a comprehensive plan for the prevention of anemia in the country, taking into account the ever rising rates, the scheme's bottlenecks, the impact of the plan on its results, and the phase out of redressal mechanisms. The wages and salaries of employees were increased due to inflation and price hike. Even though the amount was increased, the living standard of the workers were not improved. As a result of this, the workers were ousted from the benefits of ESI scheme, but the ESIC is not increasing the ceiling limit so as to provide treatment facilities to the workers. Due to this, most of the deserving poor workers were not eligible for ESI benefits. The pathetic situation of employees and their dependents were examined, and it is reliably learned that Central Board of ESIC had decided to enhance the existing monthly ceiling of rupees 21,000 to rupees 40,000. The decision of the ESIC is pending with the union government.